cracking, what's happening? Welcome to the first video on the channel, man. Make sure y'all subscribe, you feel me? Y'all already can tell by the title in the thumbnail what I got going. I'm currently on my way down there, or down here, to finish fixing on my motherfucking my 300, man. So I want to give y'all a backstory on the 300, but I'm gonna say that for another video. This video is just gonna be me getting this shit done, like doing what I was supposed to have been done 2-3 years ago. Like, my car been sitting for so long, y'all just don't know how much this means to me, bro. Like, finally being able to get around to getting my bitch back on the road. Yeah, that's Big Grim, man. That's Big 300, man. Grim Reaper, man. The name of my 300 is Grim. For y'all that want to know why the name of this channel was DQ Grim Adventures, because I named my 300 Grim. It's short for Grim Reaper. So, yeah, I'm on the way down there right now. Me and my pops about to fuck with the motor. I had to order a whole lot of other shit before I could finish putting the motor together. Of course, everybody doing something like this is my first time doing this, but I'm pretty sure anybody that's done did work like this or been this deep inside of a car, you gonna run into problems. Whether it be a tool you need, or you might end up fucking some shit up like I did. So I was in the process of putting my rear main seal on, the rear main seal gasket. I was in the process of putting that on, and I fucking snapped one of the bolts. And you know, for the people that's never worked on a Hemi before, the bolts that go into the rear main seal is small as hell, and it wasn't easy at all for me to snap that motherfucker. I broke it so easy, it felt like I could have broke it with my hand. And then y'all will see, I don't even want to break it down, but I got to do that, and then I got to finish putting my harmonic balancer on. So I got to get the harmonic balancer on. I got to get that broken bolt out the back for me to get my new bolts, because I ordered some new bolts. I'm assuming since that bolt broke like that, the other ones ain't worth a damn, so I just ordered a whole new set of rear main seal bolts. I'm gonna put those in, throw the rear main seal on, throw the oil pan on, harmonic balancer. Then I guess all I gotta do then is put my headers on, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. But I'm on the way down there right now for me to get to it. So I'll pick the camera back up whenever I make it down there to the car, y'all. All right, y'all, just made it down here. What I'm about to do right now, I just got all my tools and shit out the car, but here go the car right here. I want to let y'all get a look at the car first before I start working on it, because it's been a while. Well, if any of my supporters is returning, it's dirty too, and y'all see this, I gotta get this touched up. I gotta get this touched up and repaint it. It was sitting in the sun. It was sitting in the sun for so long, you fucked the paint up. But if any of my supporters is returning, because I dropped a couple videos when I first got this car. I dropped like 2 videos, and that was like almost 3 years ago. So this is the first time that a lot of y'all seeing this car again since then. But yeah, so I just got all my tools out. I got my pops out here with me. We about to get down to it, man. We're finna get into it. So first thing I'm about to do, y'all look at this shit. Y'all see this? This the motor mount. There's no way I was gonna be able to use this. So what I had to do, I had to get me a new one. So this one brand new, fresh out the box. I just took this out the box. So I had to get a new motor mount. Then, like I was telling you about the rear main seal, I broke the bolts in my rear main seal. I broke one of the bolts off in the block, trying to put the bolts onto the rear main seal. So I got to get that broken bolt out. I ordered a new set of bolts. Got a new set of bolts. Gonna put them in, get the harmonic balancer on, and then we should be golden from there. But I'm gonna set y'all up while I'm doing whatever we're about to do first, so y'all can see what's going on. And before I get to it, man, I want to give y'all a look around of the new motor before we get started on it. So this the new motor, y'all. It's brand new from the inside out. Put a new water pump on it. Cleaned the intake manifold. I got new fuel injectors. What else is new on here? The whole motor is practically brand new, you might as well say. And I bought all new gaskets and everything for it, but my valve covers was black. I painted them blue. And yeah, all I gotta do is get this put on. and then we're gonna go from there. And just to get y'all hip on something, when it comes to stuff like this, get you a pair of gloves, bro. Like, do not be too cheap to invest in a pair of gloves, because I'm telling you, I don't care how safe you try to be when it comes to something like this. I don't care how you take your time or none of that. If your ass do not have no gloves, you gonna 9 times out of 10 hit your hand on something, and you ain't gonna like the way that feel, I promise you. So get you some gloves, nigga. But, so we about to put this new motor mount on. We're going right here. I'm gonna just hand thread the bolts in for right now. But I ain't gonna put it all the way, I ain't gonna screw it all the way on yet. Just get the bolts hand started. Once we get them hand threaded like that, I'm gonna grab you a wrench. And I think these is 13 millimeters. And I don't know, it'd be 15. I think these is 15 millimeters. Yeah. So you get you a 15. You ain't gotta snug these all the way down. You really wanna take turns. Don't screw one all the way down. Get one started a little bit, then switch over to the other one. So that way your threads will be even and you don't strip none of the bolts. But yeah, that's really the only thing that was preventing me from finishing the motor, was the motor mounts, because you can't. There's no way I was about to put a new motor in my car and one of the motor mounts was like that. Like, this whole bottom part right here was ripped apart, like broke. I don't even know how I was holding the last motor in there. Cause I know it didn't just do that toward the end. So I don't know how it was holding that motor in there off just that one good mount. So got a brand new one. And when it comes to stuff like this, y'all do not want to be cheap. If you got the extra money to spend, go on and spend it. Because you're gonna be glad that you spent it. And then later on, you don't run into no problems versus you trying to take the cheap route and reuse stuff. And then you put everything back together, put it in the car, and then you run across a problem. Then you're gonna get thinking, like, damn, I could have just went ahead and bought a new one and stopped and trying to be cheap, trying to take the cheap route. With these bolts, you ain't gotta get them super tight, just get them snug. It ain't gonna go nowhere. These bolts ain't gonna come out on their own. So get them on there tight, and that's it. So we got that done. Now, what I'm about to attempt to do is get my harmonic balancer put all the way back on. Y'all can see it's not. Let me show y'all. See, it's not all the way back on there. So we're gonna try to get that put on all the way. And once I get that on, all I gotta do is get this broken bolt out the back. Then that'll be it. We'll be able to throw the headers on. We're ready to go back in the car. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, when it comes to shit like this, you ain't gonna have everything you need. Cause I done been back and forth to the store so many times, y'all just don't know. But to do this, so now all I gotta do is get this up on here. Yeah, I done had to buy so many different tools, y'all just don't know. Like, I ain't break the bank or nothing like that, but I done had to buy so many tools. It's like, dang, you wouldn't think that this much go into fixing the car, putting a new motor in a car. Which with my car is really simple. This is really easy. That's why I'm doing it myself. You know what I'm saying? I have my brothers and my pops. You know, they've been helping me. So it ain't nothing to do on your own. But you just gotta be prepared to spend a little extra money. Well, not extra money, but you just gotta be prepared to spend money and spend time doing it. That's all. That's the only thing about it. But as long as you got the patience, you got to a decent amount of money put up to the side, and you can afford to do it, bro, just do it yourself. Okay, so the only thing that we didn't have to buy was the cherry picker. We didn't have to buy that, but we had to buy this engine stand. I had to buy a lot of these tools. I had to buy an engine leveler. It's a couple of little extra stuff that, you know what I'm saying? We done been to the store a decent amount of times. But when it comes to something like this and you want to do it yourself, that's just what come with it. See how it's going on there? That's all I gotta do is hold this still. And holding this still prevent it from stripping out the hole in there. So it look like I'm gonna be able to get it all the way in there, so that's just gonna make it way easier to put the regular bolt back in. What's up, nigga? What's up? How was school? Good. All right, y'all. We almost pretty much got it back on there. All right, I think that's good enough. So now, only thing left to do is take this bolt out. You ain't even gotta use the wrench for just unscrew it. I think it said the regular bolt for this, like the regular harmonic balancer bolt, you just torque that down to like, I think 130 foot-pounds, something like that, but I ain't gonna torque it down right now. I'm gonna just put the bolt back in and get it hand threaded all the way in as far as I can, and then I'll tighten it down later. Okay, so now, I don't know if y'all can see this, but if y'all look right here, y'all see this broken stud right here? I'm finna touch it so y'all see what I'm talking about. See this broken stud? I gotta get that up out of there because I can't put my rear main seal on. I can't put my new rear main seal gasket on until I get that out. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna form a line, like a slit into it, so that way I can use a flathead screwdriver to twist it on out of there. I sprayed it with some WD-40, and I'm gonna use this handheld hacksaw to create a hole in it. Well, not a hole, but a slot. A slot just big enough for me to fit a flathead in it. We got the big 300 right here. We finally got the fucking motor in, man. Y'all just don't know how much wrestling went into this shit. Right now I'm feeling my, well, I just bled the coolant. I filled it with oil already, and I gotta finish filling it with more coolant. Now I did run into a problem. I had a small leak, a small coolant leak from this hose right here. I don't know if y'all can see this. This hose right here, I had a small coolant leak from it coming from it. And I'm pretty sure it's because I gotta replace the gasket on it. I forgot to replace the gasket around it when I swapped the motors. But yeah, we got the motor, finally got the motor dropped in this motherfucker, man. This shit, the hardest thing was fucking the torque converter bolts, man. That was the hardest thing, getting the torque converter bolts in there. Then I had to re-Loctite the bolts. But I got them in there, I got them all torqued now, you know what I'm saying? This assembled from top to bottom, everything back in there. And we cleaned up the garage space, you know what I'm saying? It's a little more organized under here now. It's a little more organized under here, but yeah, what I'm about to do, I'm finna finish topping it off with coolant. And then once I do that, I should be able to try to turn it over. We're finna see what's going on. Yeah, when y'all do this, you do not want to skip this part. What I mean by this part is you do not want to skip bleeding your coolant, because if you go to start the motor and you ain't bled the coolant correctly, that motherfucker's gonna overheat. I don't care how much coolant you pour in it, it's gonna overheat. See, now it's sitting still. It's pretty much almost full, so I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit. And once this choke some more of that down, I'm gonna refill it with more. But we back, y'all see how I choked most of that down. So now I'm finna just top it off again. And when I go to start the car up, it might choke even more down. It might choke even more of it down. So we're just gonna see, but I'm just trying to make sure there's enough coolant in here. before I go to turn it over. But I'm gonna definitely have to get, look at this shit. Y'all see this? It's disgusting. I'm gonna have to get an engine bay detail for sure. But I'm gonna have to get the whole car detailed because this motherfucker only got to wash it one time. I took this car to the car wash one time, y'all, and that was the only time I washed it, and that was when I first got it. After that, it set up and never got washed again. So you could say I done neglected it, but it's because at one point I gave up on it. But something snapped at me and told me to get back on this shit. So, but yeah, I'm probably finna attempt to start it because they don't look like this coolant is going down that much. I'm gonna let it sit a little longer just to see what it do. But if the coolant don't move no more, it'll be ready for me to try to fire it up. Well, I'm not gonna start it up right away. I gotta prime it first.
A few moments later.
Keep it cool, we can take it. Just did a show with a Matt Black Drake in there. Yo, bitch, she called on my phone, say she hated her. You know how to shaking loose, we gon' make it there.